What's going on, everyone? It's Mike back again, and this is your daily updates that we've been doing. And yeah, Everton, Conte's pulled out of the Tottenham deal by the looks of it. So all of a sudden, I'm sort of sitting there thinking maybe we will be getting in my opinion, a top manager. But you can sort of hope, can't you? It is more hope than anything. If I'm slightly on the piss, that's because I didn't sort out my tripod. So enjoy watching this sideways. Let's get into it. As you can see from the thumbnail, RICHARLISON is not happy that Carlo Ancelotti's left. He's apparently disappointed. He's very sad, and he is he hasn't took it well. You know, Ancelotti apparently convinced him to stay last summer. He's not pulled up any trees this season, RICHARLISON. There's a lot of people out there that, again, are just defending. I said this yesterday. I said it's really important we stop just doing this just because of the name. You know, RICHARLISON was fantastic for 2 years at Everton, but even during those years before this season, he would have moments where he was poor, off the boil, wouldn't pass, stropped. This isn't new. This moment isn't new. It's just more people are making more of an issue of it this season because they're fed up of it. And then people are defending it. And I personally won't. If you don't want to play for Everton Football Club, do not play for us. And if that means you want to leave, then you leave. No problem. And I like RICHARLISON. I defended RICHARLISON. I love the fact he tracks back. He works hard for the team. And I'll never take that away from him. But if you fundamentally do not want to pay for the club that we all love, then don't. It's that simple for me. It was doing my head in being on the piss. Another thing, you know, RICHARLISON, for a player that we signed as a winger, he doesn't get many assists at all. Like, I think somebody told me it was something like 7 assists in 3 years, and that's scary. That is, you know, that is genuinely scary for a player of his quality, his caliber, and his work ethic and his motivation. That really concerns me, actually. That is his stats. And look, again, I just want to make sure that Everton are approaching this window and approaching the topics of like RICHARLISON with an open mind and knowing what they want to do or what they don't want to do. I just want players who want to play for the club. It's that simple, and I think this is an opportunity now with a new manager yet again to really sort of strip out this squad. You know, you've heard already Walcott's joining Southampton. There's 100 grand off the wages. Besic, 50 grand off the wages. I think Balassi has already gone or been released. That's another one. Basically, there's loads of players in this Everton team that are being released at the end of their contract. And that, again, most of these players are Steve Wall signings that have held us back for years. And we get them off the books. It just makes it so much healthier and so much easier to sort of strip out and look at what your squad is and what it needs. Because, you know, we could sit here and say, oh, we need wingers. Well, we don't really. You know, we've got Iwobi, we've got Bernard, we've got RICHARLISON, and Conte will play there. But none of those have been consistent or good enough. You know, whether you're RICHARLISON and obviously Iwobi's not good enough. So Everton really have the opportunity now to get this right. And if that unfortunately means that players like RICHARLISON leaves and Moise Kean leaves, and that means we get £100 million towards whatever transfers we've got, plus we've got this extra amount of money that we can use potentially to wages, then fair enough. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I understand about financial fair play. The man that you want to listen to on that is the Eskin Paul, because he does seem to understand it much better than I do anyway. And, you know, Everton very much probably went, fuck it, with Carlo this summer. Probably we're going to say, fuck it, financial fair play, cool. Depending on the extent of the manager they're getting, they may taper that. If they bring in a yes man, then they can do whatever they want. They can say to them, look, we need to strip out the squad, we need to do X, Y and Z. You're going to have little money to invest this summer, but next summer you're going to have mega money. Put very little pressure on them. They could do that. Or they could say, right, we fuck financial fair play off and we're going to absolutely go with it. Here's 150 million, 50 million I'll give you available. 100 million pound in player sales. Crack on. And who knows, that could have been some serious signings, really. You know, 150 million. And let's say we signed 5 players. I'd be happy with that. You know, it shows probably progression. Another player that I wanted to talk about, and again, the other person in this film now is James Rodriguez. Let's just talk about this. Let's just be brutally honest. When James has played, for 80% of those games, he has been, in my opinion, the game changer. He has been the standout. He has been the player with the ability to break a team down, pick the pass, the creative spark we've needed. And the first 5 games of this season, first 4 games of this season, he was absolutely delightful to watch. It was fucking truly beautiful. You know, the balls he would play to Luca Dini, quality that he would show was brilliant, and I loved every moment of watching that. But I haven't seen loads of it since. And when you sort of take it out and take all of those things away, we have struggled. You know, we have struggled for creativity. You know, we scored something like 40% of our goals in the first 7 games of this season, and then the next 31 we barely scored. I actually think the bottom 5 scored as many goals as we did in the same amount of games. That's how poor we were attacking-wise after about 10 games, 7 games. It was really bad. So losing James is huge. However, you're going to get a player that doesn't want to play for Everton Football Club. In my opinion, the only reason he was here was Carlo Ancelotti. And if Carlo Ancelotti's left, up sticks, fucked off. I can't see James Rodriguez putting the blue shirt on again, which is a huge shame because, again, this is a manager, this is a player who I've wanted to see. I've wanted to see live. I've wanted to see him in a blue shirt, and the fact that I'm not going to be able to now is horrendous. Like, it's really upsetting, but it's one of those things. COVID has fucked loads of things up, and unfortunately, seeing world-class players playing at, I would say, almost their best after 4 games at least, was brilliant, but we ain't going to see that. So the only way you keep players like James Rodriguez is if you bring in that top-class manager and he's prepared to work hard for them. And I don't know. I really don't know. So I really do think you could see this season James, RICHARLISON and Moise Kean all leave Everton Football Club. I really, really do think you could see that. So it's sad, but we will see. You know, you can't sort of leave it any more than that. I actually don't even want to mention Carlo Ancelotti anymore. I hate him. I hate him. To sit here and accept... John was bang on. John was bang on. I sat there and I accepted mediocrity. I made up excuses for him. And now you're sitting, Twitter universe, Facebook, all the forums, all absolutely laying into him. Oh, we finished 10th. We underachieved. We didn't do well. All of these people were kissing his arse and making excuses for him 2 weeks ago. And I was exactly the same. So there's nothing wrong if you did it, because I was exactly the same. And we've got to stop, haven't we? We've just got to be harder. We have to progress. Everton Football Club in the last 5 years have gone backwards. And we as fans, in my opinion, have got a huge job in dragging this club forward. No more mediocrity. We've got to go for it. So that's my thoughts. Guys, I'm leaving it there. Have a fantastic weekend. You will see me, possibly not tomorrow. You know, I always try to have a day off on one of the days over the weekend. So you probably won't see me tomorrow, but you will see me on Sunday for another video. And guys, I love you. Peace.